So after 7 years of building our own garden in town, kind of thought we had it all figured out. We had composting down, this no-dig approach, square foot gardening. We learned so much, and that garden actually kind of became our happy place, a creative outlet, even a way just to really connect with neighbors. They would just stop by and talk to us just about what we're growing. But when we moved out here, we learned pretty fast that you can't copy and paste your garden. Every piece of land has its own story, and this one started teaching us for sure from day one. Starting this garden this year wasn't just about growing food again. It was kind of about reclaiming rhythm, something to make this new place just really feel like home. I think the first surprise was for sure the soil. So in town, we spent years building it up, and here we were starting over from scratch. We used mushroom compost like before, but the results were just different. And I'd forgotten how stubborn, hard ground can be. And so 7 years of soil building can't be replicated in one season. Then came the irrigation. So I had a few overhead sprinklers set up, but it just wasn't enough for what we needed. Timers would have been helpful too, and I'll be honest, watering just got away from me. I know I have a lot of room here to grow, no pun intended, but we're gonna be looking into drip irrigation next year along with some timers. It's great and unfortunate. Everything looks fairly lush in spring until really that first hot week hits, and then all of a sudden, all that work just seems to vanish. Later on in the season, some winds came through, blew over our corn and tomatoes, but luckily they were fairly forgiving. And the ducks. So we've heard that they're fairly gentle in gardens, especially from, the regenerative ag and the permaculture folks, but let's just say they enjoyed every green leaf from all of my 100 plus watermelon plants that I grew. That one stung. I love watermelon. So I'll make sure that doesn't happen again. Oh, and the wild blackberries are relentless around here. You pull one and then 20 of them come back. This property is full of them. I will say though, the hardest part really wasn't the work. It was realizing that we didn't have, I would say, a clear plan this year. Between moving and trying just to catch up, we were almost being more reactive than proactive. I'm the one, again, like I said, I tend to overthink, but Kaylee was the one that just says, come on, let's just plant something, and really she was right. So we picked the spot close to the house, full sun, near water, and that by far was one of our better decisions. So if you're gonna garden close so that you're more likely to be in the garden, and it's easier to check on things, it's easier to enjoy it. We didn't build this all at once. We had 28 beds right away, and then we added more rows in the ground as we learned what worked. So basically how we built our beds was we laid cardboard down, we pulled dirt from a pile that we have here on our property, topped it, and we topped that with compost. It really wasn't perfect, but it was progress. Gardening's definitely a slow teacher. Every decision takes a full season to kind of understand, and I second guess, honestly, nearly everything. Spacing, watering, timing, but that's how I learn. And so it took us 7 years to build our garden in town, and it'll take time here too. And that's okay. We're further along today than when we were last year, and that's something to celebrate. And so if we spend all of our time kind of missing what we left behind, we'll really miss what's right in front of us. And so next year won't be about really starting over. It'll really be about refining what we've built. Sometimes good enough really is perfect. If we would have waited for the perfect plan, we would have missed the best pea harvest we've ever had, our biggest pumpkins we've ever had, and enough potatoes to last us almost through the whole year. So I do miss sharing the garden with people in town, but out here, it's part of our landscape now, and this garden just feels different. It feels slower, quieter. It's very humbling as well. Every time we walk out here, it just reminds us this is where the next chapter grows, right? So we've stopped trying to recreate what we had and started learning what this land wants to be. So I appreciate you following along. See you on the next one.